favors nerfed them. Starscream went from one of the strongest in the first movie to one of the weakest, and Shockwave didn't get enough screen time for one of the best Transformers villains of all time. And obviously, I'm not sending hate to this creator. This is obviously respectful, but this is a very the Starscream part. I agree with the Shockwave statement, but the Starscream bit is one of the biggest misconceptions. See, I got the Nebular Starscream set, and the description actually gives a very vivid. On Cybertron, tattoos are more than mere decoration. They can be packed with superconductive materials with symbiotic nanomachines to enhance a robot's sensors and strengthen his weapons. Starscream designed his tattoos to help him locate the fragments of the Allspark, as well as extend his range and power in the air. When his new sensor net detects any ancient artifact from Cybertron, they glow softly, charging his weapons and boosting his engine output. Also, Starscream, he wasn't, I know I just said this, but it's like, when we use instances of '07 of Starscream briefly fighting with Ironhide and Ratchet and, pushing them back a bit, and then him taking on some jets, that's not a great display of feat. Like, when you compare that versus the people that he was fighting late in the later movies, except for, we don't talk about Sam.
Problem with that is that it's a toy bio. You're using a toy bio and not the comics and or games, or even the other tie-in media. It's not even canon. I mean, take Grindor, for example. In his toy bio, it's depicted that he's supposed to be a talented fighter and a tacticianist. Where was this in the film at all? My boy was just getting massacred for no apparent reason, and he got his head ripped off. Not good enough? Okay, let's use Jungle Bone Crusher. Barely functional after his battle with Optimus Prime, Bone Crusher crawled away from the scene of defeat with... Okay, no, we're not even gonna further discuss this. That dude is dead. He had his head shanked and his head torn off by Optimus Prime. You can't tell me that this dude was alive somehow. All other Transformers characters have toy variants that also explain why they look different. Hell, there are a bunch of other Transformers characters that have their own toys but didn't appear on screen. Take Beachcomber, take Powerglide, Afterburner, or Evac. Few questions about the toy bio. Number one, if it's supposed to detect ancient artifacts, why didn't it detect the Tomb of the Primes or any other ancient artifact that was on Earth? And if the tattoos are supposed to help him locate fragments of the Allspark, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that Sam shoved the whole Allspark into Megatron's chest, and the only last remaining shard was from Optimus, which he picked up and gave it to the US government to hide it for safekeeping. But Soundwave was spying on the humans and located the Allspark shard.
Soundwave acknowledges.
In which he sent Ravage to go fetch it for him and use that shard to revive Megatron. Where is all of that in the film or in the comics?
Decoration, they can be packed with superconductive materials with symbiotic nanomachines to enhance a robot's sensors and strengthen his weapons. Starscream designed his tattoos to help him locate the...
And it strengthens his weapons and boosts his engine output?
Right over there, see it?
Let's go gambling! Aw, dang it! Aw, dang it! Aw, dang it!
What are you aiming at? What are you aiming at?
Nigga, what the fuck is this bullshit?
Brother, he missed. He missed by miles. I don't know how you have this power up from the tattoos from the Fallen, which I'm pretty sure he might as well got scanned by the Fallen. Because there's no way you're telling me that the tattoos amps up his powers and gives him a way better firing range and gives him a power boost or some kind, but he still misses even at close range. Where in those scenes does it display the strength of his weapons? He shot at Sam and Michaela at close range and somehow it didn't kill them. He couldn't kill a cockroach with those missiles. He couldn't hit an Autobot with a moonbeam with those weak-ass weapons. So it's safe to say that the toy bio isn't a reliable source.
Engine output. Also, Starscream, he wasn't... I know I just said this, but it's like, when we use instances of '07 of Starscream briefly fighting with Ironhide and Ratchet and, pushing them back a bit, and then him taking on some jets, that's not a great display of feat. Like, when you compare that versus the people that he was fighting late in the later movies, except for, we don't talk about Sam, that was just bullshit. But, like, he was fighting Optimus, he was fighting other he didn't get in too many fights. It's just they made him seem way more snivelly.
Okay, a few things to go off here. Who did he fought last? I can tell you this. He fought Optimus Prime last, the only Transformer that he fought, and he fought Sam, to which he died to. And when you say more sniveling, define sniveling. Because he was just getting bitched by Megatron every time. He was never deceitful or going behind Megatron's back. The most he's done was suck up to Megatron and be antagonistic towards the humans. Speaking of which, let's not forget Starscream had every opportunity to kill Sam. For example, in the '07 film where he blew off Bumblebee's legs. Where was he after that? He showed up back later to fight Ironhide and Ratchet and then just dipped on out of there. But where was he between those two events? Why didn't he circle back to blast them again? Hell, he could have circled back to blast Ironhide and Ratchet for good. He could have grabbed Sam while they were down. In Revenge of the Fallen, he saw Sam and Michaela running through the battlefield, and instead of trying to fire a missile or grab them both, he's like, nah, I'm gonna let Rampage deal with that. And in Dark of the Moon, I mean, come on, we already know what he was doing there. When you watch the films, yeah, you can see why people say that he was nerfed. But if you read the comics, which some people say that it is or isn't canon, fans can't decide whether it's canon or not. But other than that, if you play the games, you could use those to back up your argument. But it is valid why fans would say that he was nerfed, because he pretty much was on screen like during the films. And this isn't a hate towards Starscream. I just think that he's making an improper justification over a valid criticism. He also forgot to mention that the other times where Starscream was a menace on Earth and Cybertron.
Another Autobot. I'll deal with this one personally.
Cut is a little close, don't you think?
These roads are atrocious.
You don't know when to quit, Autobot. Know that Starscream was your doom!
I wouldn't say that Starscream was necessarily stronger when he got the tattoos at all. It's just that, he was in fact nerfed. I mean, he fought two Autobots in the '07 film. In Revenge of the Fallen, he just fought Optimus and still got dog-walked by him. In Dark of the Moon, he did very little. He just got bitched by Megatron, and he was sucking up to him. And he just died from Sam. If he was that powerful, he would have no problem dispatching the Nest humans as well as taking care of Sam. Starscream didn't fight any other Autobot besides Optimus. He didn't fight any other human besides Sam. And he still lost. And I also think that going off the toy bio isn't necessarily a reliable source. Well, anyways, that's all I have to say. Now I'm gonna go back to making memes.
Facility hidden in these mountains. What? A trap! No!
Decepticons detected. Warning, Decepticons detected.
No matter. I will destroy them all.